Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Tech Bandit. First, before I go any further, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone who's been helping out with this, letting me record during these runs. You should see their names on the screen at this time, where they're from, etc., and their guilds. Just, again, massive shout out to these guys for being good sports and allowing me to get these recordings. If you see me switch characters and switch runs, the names for these characters will also appear there just for consistency reasons. But welcome to the World of Warcraft Primer series. Okay, I'm going to keep this quick and dirty and simple. These are not necessarily hardcore guides, as more information snippets. Things that are going to help you learn a class, but not necessarily master a class. These are role-based more so than class-based. I don't know how everything's going in the Legion beta, and while I have a feeling we're going to see this within the not too distant future, I want to have something in place to help you guys understand the basics. And this is going to be just a quick overview on the individual classes. From there, I'm going to break it down a little further after I get a little more research on individual classes, individual roles. Wow. Woo. Need more coffee. Coffee. It's going to be what these characters are sort of juggling. I'm going to use the term juggling here because, again, you're juggling cooldowns, you're juggling movement, you're juggling all this. And I'm going to go into more details on the different classes once we get to them and have a little more information. Hopefully I should have one of these out a week instead of my one every other week for my larger guide, since I don't expect these to go much longer than very long. Since, again, this is just a quick, dirty primer. This is what you need to be aware of. This is kind of how it works. This won't make you a master, but will give you an idea of what you're looking into. And then once I do see the Legion Legion patch drop, which, given that the patch is due out the end of August, I expect it we're either going to see beginning of August or middle to end of July. Maybe beginning of July to give us two solid months. Blizzard's done that in the past. Right now, they're currently in beta, though. So, again, what this primer is something to give you an idea of what you need to keep in mind when you're playing. Not necessarily to teach you how to play the class, but maybe how to get you in the mindset of the class. How you need to understand what this is going to be. Alright, let's see. And again, this isn't going to teach you all the classes, this is going to just give you an idea what you're dealing with. First up is tanks. I love tanking, I will be the first man. I love all the roles in this game, but I'm primarily a tank or a healer, which is odd. Normally people choose one of those two and then have DPS be their main. I'm a little weird, what can I say? That's what I do. Tanks have by far the most interesting juggling acts because they change so much. Tanks juggle between positioning, and I would say that's a critical part. It's never really mentioned in the tanking descriptions, but your ability to position your enemies so your teammates have good positions, aren't getting hit by cleaves and other odds and ends. And sometimes that means you gotta watch both ends of the enemy because some of those have tails you not want to get hit with. Trust me, I've been hit by them. Oh, embarrassing stories. And that's one of your earliest, most important elements, is learning how to position. Then it's learning your rotations, dealing with procs and cooldowns. A lot of these characters deal with a proc nowadays. And now, from what I've read of Legion, we're seeing that sort of continue. Balancing your active mitigation cooldowns, I'd say, would be your second major element. Because again, once you get your rotation down, that's your threat generation, and then you have to balance those cooldowns. And again, rotation, I guess, technically I put rotation as the third most important because a lot of people will screw up their rotations. Some classes it's more important. I know for a fact monks generally rely on more active mitigation. Again, they were designed with this in mind, whereas the other classes have been sort of molded around it. So for them, it's very important to have your rotation down, but you have a little leeway here and there. And that's what I'd say those are the three things they're juggling. They're juggling positioning, cooldowns, and rotation, which is a fine set to rotate. It's not the easiest to learn. Tanking is definitely an art form of sorts. But done well, it's not too bad. And then part of the cooldown rotation is like their self-healing, but that's almost between cooldown and rotation. And we're seeing this expand a bit. It'll be very interesting to see how this all turns out. I'm actually really, really excited for Legion. DPS. I think DPS has the easiest juggling act. Not saying DPS is always easy. Good DPS takes work. But in upon itself, it's a little simpler. It's positioning and cooldown. Again, positioning, cooldowns, rotation is there, but positioning is important but not critical. They have to understand their rotation and their cooldowns to maximize their effect. If the tank's doing his job, it's not as important. Some fights, that changes. I can think of May fights where you have to worry about not standing in something, and obviously that's positioning. But that goes from something critical to the class, because again, there are fights where that's not a thing, and just being something important overall. Theirs is a lot more flexible. Obviously, you need to be doing good DPS, but even if you miss a little timing here and there, well, it'll hurt your overall DPS, it's not going to get you killed and wipe the raid. Unless, of course, you don't proc the enrage timer. God, I hate those things. DPS is more of a science. You can sit down and figure out if I have this, this, and this for my stats, and I follow this rotation with this timing, and you can even take your latency into account if you want to. You know you can get this output. It's not as complicated as some of the other ones. That is not to say it is not important. God knows we love our DPS. Death is the best form of CC after all. And now, sort of bringing up the packages, arguably the group that has the easiest and most difficult juggling act, not easiest, definitely the most complex juggling act is the healers. And I'm gonna get some serious hate for this, but hey, whatever. Healers juggle the most, arguably, because they have the greatest number of things at any given time to juggle. They have their mana to worry about. Obviously, you lose track of your mana, all of a sudden it's, I don't have enough mana for that on your screen. It's like, that's not good. They have their cooldowns to manage. Again, positioning is there, but it's not critical for them. But they also have to worry about if they're in range of their teammates. And some of these larger fights, that becomes a real issue real quick. Trust me, I've actually had where it's, okay, I know the bad guy was here a second ago. Where's the bad guy? Wait, there's the bad guy. Where's my teammate? It's kind of lost in this mosh pit that is the DPS. Trust me. Kind of fun to heal it, though. You just throw a big AoE on that, and it's like, numbers going up. But again, the healer has to worry about their health, their mana, cooldowns, and everyone else's stuff. And that's really the hardest part is, what do you do? How do you do it? Do you use the quick heal because you know you're going to have to keep them up, or do you use the slow heal to make sure you can maintain your mana for the fight? Do you stop healing one target to heal another to save him, or are you going to lose one target no matter how you slice it and you have to pick and choose who lives? That is arguably the hardest part about being a healer, is learning who to heal and when. And that's for every game. I play Overwatch, I play Mercy. Sometimes you have to go, do I heal this guy and do I try to save his buddy? And sometimes you don't even get a chance to choose that. And that's arguably what makes healing the hardest part of healing, is learning those. And again, that's only going to come with time. I cannot, through any number of guides, teach you guys that. I can teach you by giving you hands-on. I can teach you by writing with me and showing you actively how it's done. But to truly master the art, there's nothing I can do to teach you, unfortunately. That is going to wrap this up. Again, this is just the overview of the Primer series. I'm going to go in a little more into detail as I gain details. And there's some interesting stuff coming up. I was just looking up the Warriors and Paladin tank changes. Paladins are getting a very interesting self-heal called, what was that called? Hang on, I'll pull this up really fast because I want to get the name right. Come on. Where are you? I just saw this, I swear. Here you go. It is called, where is it? Light of the Protector, a self-heal, which I think is, heals you for 50% of your missing health, which can be expanded by Crusader's Avenger Shield, which again can still be procced by the Grand Crusade. It's looking great, and we're seeing some major stat shifts though. Like before, haste was the primo protection paladin stat. Now it's crits, because crits allow us more Grand Crusades, which lets us more hold Avengers Shields, which lets us make our Shield of the Righteous and the Light of the Protectors more powerful. And I can't wait to get my hands on this. But in the meantime, folks, I gotta get this all wrapped up. I gotta get working on the next one. Again, next up should be tank guides. Actually, let me know in the comments. It may be every other week thing still. I don't know. Haven't quite figured that out yet. But let me know in the comments if you guys think I should add the Demon Hunters. Wow. Ooh, wow. That took me a while to think of it. Let me know if you want me to cover demon hunters or if you just want me to cover what is in the game at this time. In the meantime, folks, my name's TechBant. I wish you all good luck, good hunting, and safe travels. I'll see you in the next one, folks.